Yeah, that one when she goes topless. It's crazy.
Hello.
Is this Zack Jones?
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Zack, okay, so ignore everything that just happened before you because it was very disturbing. But I'll tell you, so tell the people with Red Bull what exactly this contest is, because when I explain it to people, they give me this face like, well, that sounds made up. No, not made up. How does a contest work?
So I believe they started in 2014, and basically they kind of expanded every year with more teams and what. So there's 200 university student teams from 60 different countries across the world, and there's 3 that are going to get picked from Canada. So we're trying to be one of those 3 teams. And basically what happens is if we get selected, we get a free trip to Europe for 7 days where they drop us off at a starting point roughly 1,000 kilometers away from Amsterdam, so like Stockholm, Madrid, Budapest, or Rome. And they take our phones, they take our money, so we have our passports, and then they give us a case of Red Bull, like just 24 cans. And then we have to travel to Amsterdam, trading Red Bull as our currency, so getting like train tickets, food, accommodations with only Red Bull. And then by hitting certain cities and doing like adventure stuff there, we get more Red Bull. So it's like we just don't have 24 for the whole trip. We'll have hopefully like over 100 by more, like getting checkpoints and whatnot. So it's a pretty wild thing. One of my friends from high school made it in 2016, and she said it was like the best experience of her life. And then the last day in Amsterdam, there's just like kind of a big party with all 600 university students from across the world.
Yeah, I guess that couldn't be bad. Also, I think I've mentioned it also sounds like the plot to Hostel. So you just want to make sure where, or for those that don't know, don't watch Hostel before you go to Europe. Now, so we're looking at you being around 19th place. You're in the top 20, which means you're going to go, but that doesn't mean you still can't. We've got, about an hour to get more votes in? Something like that?
Yeah, I don't European teams, and it all depends on the time zone. So we've either got like a couple more hours or we have till 6 o'clock tonight. We have no idea depending on like if it's 6 p.m. European Standard Time or it's 6 p.m. our time. But yeah, we're trying to at least get over that 2,000 vote hump. We're like 50 votes off, so that's kind of the goal right now. And then, there's over 100 Canadian teams, and 25% of those teams get thrown into the judging round, which is nice because at least it's just not like a popularity contest. So we're looking pretty good to get into the judging round. Yeah,
because the judging round has to do with the actual quality of the video, which we're going to see in a couple of seconds here. And you actually spent some time on it. This isn't just a handheld phone thing. You actually did some pretty high production values on this.
Yeah. So like I'm a communication media and film major at school, so I've done a couple videos throughout my university career. And I had a couple friends help out, so we did like a nice camera, external microphone, and then it took me about 6 hours in Premiere to put it all together and just have it absolutely how we want it. And we're really happy with it. We filmed it last Friday in Windsor, and I was in the middle of a snowstorm, so we got hit with like about 1.5 feet in a 24-hour time range, and we were just like, okay, let's do it. It's more Canadian. We have snow instead of doing it inside, so it turned out pretty good. And I don't know, based like watching other videos, I'm feeling pretty confident that the judges will like ours over others. We're
actually
pretty unique, I think.
Actually, Dave had a more a black and white comment about the other videos.
Yeah, Zack, the other videos you're up against kind of suck. So
shit.
That's why I kind of like yours. Let me ask you this: so the creativity behind it before we see the video, whose idea was it? And was this more of a joint, or did you kind of have an idea in mind and it just, let's do this, let's add this, let's subtract this? How did it all come about? Because I have a younger brother that's auditioned a couple times for Amazing Race Canada, and he's actually made the interview round, and he just keeps on going back because you have to tinker with it and you have to find what somebody else is going to like. So maybe take us through that a little bit before we show the video and so forth.
Yeah, okay, so it probably helps with me being like a social media major and like understanding. And like last year, I wrote a 20-page paper on Red Bull branding last year. That kind of helped to begin with. So the first thing that I did, and I feel like a lot of teams probably didn't do this, I emailed a team from Calgary that made it in 2014 because I want to know like how, because I knew they got selected. So I'm like, okay, like walk me through what you guys did for your video so we can do like a good job. And then my other friend, Kendra from high school, and she made it in 2016. So I'm like, hey, send me your video and like tell me some tips. And then I asked our brand ambassador at our school what to do. And he gave us like kind of all three gave us the same tips. And they're like, be unique and don't be the same. And the one thing that I love about our video is that compared to the other Canadian videos, we're the only team that I feel like stands out that no other team has like a similarity with. So like a lot of teams, like I think I counted 8 teams were fishing Red Bull. Like they put a Red Bull on a friggin' like like a fishing rod and just reeled in. And then a lot of other teams did like the stop frame where they'd explain who their teammates are. And I watched the two other Canadian teams from the other years that have made it, and I saw exactly how they kind of created their video. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be successful. Let's make it like our way. And the big tip that I got was make it a lot about your school and make it a lot about Canada. So like filming in a snowstorm, filming it on campus, and then like my whole part was trying to make, because like Windsor's not a very big university. So it was like make it more about how like we're kind of the underdog. So that's where like the whole David versus Goliath
Perfect
part comes in.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I don't know. I wrote it and I loved it.
We also, well, take it easy over there. What are you? All of a sudden, you're Quincy Jones, you're Spielberg. Just hold on a second. But also, you're, as I mentioned, kind of a high caliber track / cross country athlete at Windsor, and Corey Belmore, the world record holder in the drink and run, is also a buddy.
Mile.
Yeah, that's right too. So I see there's a big tie in here. So look, best of luck. We're going to keep tabs on exactly what you're doing, what your team is doing. We think you're going to get in. Then we'll wait for.
How do they vote? How do they vote? Make sure we get to that too.
Yeah. So we're gonna tweet this promo out today, and so they can go to the actual link itself. But as you said, it takes like 30 seconds. You can't just go to something and click on it. And the moment people got to register and log in with Facebook and Twitter, a lot of people just kind of don't do it. They fall off.
Exactly.
So we will send this out today.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll send it out today and try to get the votes in. Just kind of convince people that the 30 seconds is worth it, because we want to see you. And I know certainly your father Jerry would love to see you out of the house for 7 days. So this is what we're going to try to do. Hey, thanks for joining us here today, and for the folks watching right now here on live on ronmikerichards.com and the dedicated YouTube channel with the Red Bull. Here is the video you want to vote on. Thanks for joining us here this morning, Zach.
Thanks so much.
60 countries, 200 teams, and a chance to travel across Europe. It's an epic story, a simple story. David versus Goliath. You see, it's bigger than small town Windsor versus Canada. It's Canada versus the world. Us versus Europe. Can we make it to Amsterdam?
Yeah, and probably back to Canada. Guys, we're Canadian, and in Canada, we can survive any snowstorm. We ride polar bears to school. Okay, maybe that's a stretch. And we say sorry even when we don't need to.
This is us. This is our Canada. 7 days. It's not simple. Europe to Amsterdam. No money, no phones. Only Red Bull and our passports are currency. Are you ready?
We're ready.
We're ready.
There you go. So vote for the boys today.
What? We just become best friends? Yep.